I'm going to call the meeting to order. And everybody join if you wish. Bring your allegiance up to full speed. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay.
Mr. Chair, I have one quick thing. Our Assistant County Attorney Stephanie Nuttall is on vacation and she's coming back from Idaho and doesn't have great coverage. And so her work colleague, Alex, is it Philman or Tillman? Tillman. Okay, the H is silent, right?
Okay.
Is here. So meet Kelsey, Bob, Elizabeth, and Jordan.
Hello.
Hello.
Alex from the county attorney's office. I'm happy to be with you here today. Not as up to speed as Stephanie, but she's informed me of what's going on today. So try to be a help to you guys.
Okay, thank you, Alex. And let's see. Okay, approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, Elizabeth. Okay, the motion was made to approve the agenda by Jordan and Elizabeth. All those in favor say aye. Aye. The agenda is approved. Approval of the minutes from May 19th meeting. I assume everyone has read them.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay.
Aye.
Okay.
Yeah.
The motion's been made to approve the minutes as written here by Jordan and seconded by Elizabeth. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The minutes are approved. Petitions. The first is docket Board of Adjustment 7/21/22, first one. To consider the petition of Alan Detweiler and Freeman Detweiler regarding the following. Considering of a variance to allow construction of a new dwelling on class 1 to 3 soils, class 2 soils instead of class 4 and 8 soils within the Ag Resource Conservation District pursuant to chapter 10.4.7 parentheses 6 of the Winona County zoning ordinance. Okay, does staff have a presentation? And that would be Lou. Welcome, Lou.
Good afternoon,
Good
everybody.
afternoon.
Nice to see you today.
Yes, in person.
We have a short presentation as usual. Just to let you know, this is there's two other petitions that'll be before the Planning Commission tonight. So you guys get the first whack of this for the soils. They're also hearing it because the petitioner is proposing a small business on site and a new home on less than 40 acres. So they'll be hearing it tonight. You guys get to look at the soils piece today. The location of this petition is between Utica and St. Charles in section 22, just south of Highway 14 and just north of the CP DM&E railroad line. The petitioners own 3 parcels. Freeman's father, currently the property is in his name. They live on the farm to the south you can see there, just south of County Road 37. They own another 44 acres south of that. And then the 65 acres that Freeman is looking at here. They would propose to be splitting 4.1 acres from the parcel for Freeman and his family to build a home and a welding shop on. The plan for the acreage, just so you know, is that that Freeman will be involved in farming the broader property. Especially the 65 acres may end up getting transferred to him eventually, but for now, 4.1 acres that he'll be buying and developing on. This is what the soils look on the site. As you can see, there's class 1 and 2 soils that cover the entire project area. If I was to go back to this map and look at the broader region or area, their entire 3 parcels will be covered in class 1, 2, and 3 soils. Except for, I guess, down on the very southern portion, there is a little area that I think contains I think there's a sinkhole down there, which is not obviously class 1 through 3 soils, but you would also not want to build there. So,
Hang on one second. Online is not this, so I'm gonna stop for just one second.
is everybody able to hear us online?
Oh, you could talk a
You can
little louder for me.
We can hear you, yes.
I'll try to
Yeah.
talk.
In the
Lou,
micro,
I can hear you.
Okay, great. Well, I don't think that the microphone actually projects voice. And if I get too close, it'll start to feedback.
Yep.
So I'll try to project my voice a little bit better.
I can see the presentation.
okay, how about now?
Oh, that's Stephanie. Yeah.
How about now?
It's
And-
and yep, I can see it.
Okay. Well, let us know if you have any problems, if something happens, and we'll try to fix it. Otherwise, we'll carry on. Does that sound good?
Sounds good. Let me just move this over a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't do anything. Do it.
Careful, you're being watched.
It's just too big. Oh, I
Yeah.
can hear. Okay. How about now, Ann? Does that look okay?
Yes, it looks great.
Right. Sorry for the interruption. It's a little technical.
That's fine.
Thank you. Okay, so picking up where we left off, the prime soils cover all 3 parcels, and in the area, there's just a lot of prime soils. There are little places like the neighbor to the east there that was not prime. They found, well, part of it is, but where they built was not. So there are little portions in some areas in this area of the county, but for the most part, our class 1, 2, 3 soils are covering a good portion. 99% of the land base in this area. Let's go. No, my
Is there a draw or depression there, that dark area? Because one of the neighbors' comments showed that says water stands there sometimes, so that's not really farmland, or is it farmed right through those depressions?
on the northern 65 acres.
No, right in the letter that was attached, there was an overview and it showed kind of green depression where it said water sat. It was on both sides of Highway 14, and one was in the corner of the parcel outline. I was just curious, is it farmed right now? Are there crops growing in that depression?
There are, yeah,
Okay.
everything on that whole 65 acres is planted.
Yeah,
right?
and south of the high, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
just wanted to clear that up.
And my clicker is now not working. So you can progress south through or down through those a couple more slides if you could. Okay. So here's the site plan, what they propose. The machine shop / welding shop would include a temporary dwelling within it. And within 3 to 5 years, they're thinking that they'll be building a new home to the south of what's outlined in red there. So their home would go south of there as it's proposed today. You can also see the driveway and paved lot that they'd be proposing off of Highway 14. Next slide. Here's a photo of the site. You can see that's the parcel that the petitioners own. That's south of 14, to the right of 14 there, and the railroad is to the right side of that screen. So you can see he's got it planted in in a crop there at the moment. The area that they're looking at building on is the far end right before the tree line. In the background there's a tree line. That's the neighbor's property. And they would be proposing to build just on this side of that. Next slide. Oh, is it working again? So weird. The petitioners went to the June 21st township meeting in St. Charles. St. Charles Township indicated no comments and signed the form. Next slide. Oh, I've got as you can see, as we mentioned, the specific location was chosen because of the topography and the access off of 14. There's a existing field road there that they'll be using. But also there's a field access that continues to the south that connects the rest of their property and Freeman's father's farmstead. So they'll also be able to use that field access for their personal use, which is nicer than being on the north part of that 65 acres, which is also class 1 and 2 soils, but then they'd also have to be crossing Highway 14. So that's why they're in the location that they are now. We've looked at the criteria and we're able to find positive findings for each. Okay, you want to try to advance it? As always, Board of Adjustment should consider all the materials and testimony before making findings that support your decision. As I said, the draft findings and our staff analysis support granting the variance. Should you decide to approve the petition, there's 3 conditions that we've recommended to be attached. Otherwise, that's all I have for now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask anytime.
Anyone have any? Go ahead, Jordan.
Would this variance apply to any parcel that they own if they decided to move the site?
No, I mean, it'd be within reason. Usually, it would be based on the site plan that was submitted. I think, we'd have to make a determination. Usually internally, we make a determination if they're meeting the intent of what they proposed. I mean, if they move a little bit, adjust it a little bit in that same kind of area, I think we'd say, okay. I don't know, you guys want to jump in, that's fine. But I mean, if they were to move like north of 14 or south of the tracks to a different parcel, I think they may be in a situation where they'd have to reapply for a new variance. Yeah, especially if it's a different parcel. And I think even on that parcel, I mean, if they went north of Highway 14, that's significantly different location.
I didn't get all that. If they go north, what?
Just that if they were to move, their location significantly, we'd want them to come back in and probably apply again.
Yeah, okay.
And so if they're north of Highway 14, I think that would be significant enough that they'd probably need to reapply.
But if they were to move, say, directly west to more satisfy the neighbor, would that?
No, I don't think that would.
Be an
I
issue.
wouldn't see a problem with that, especially if it was part of the hearing process.
Are there, they mentioned in there that there were sinkholes. Is it just the one on the lower part, or were there sinkholes on this part of the property too, if they did move it, or is that?
The only one that I'm aware of is the one south.
Okay.
Yeah. But I bet Freeman would know exactly where every sinkhole on that property is. A lot of them aren't mapped,
Okay.
and so, and some of them can be pretty small. Some of them are big and they hold water, and like you can see, exactly where they would be. There's trees growing out of them, and other ones aren't mapped.
If they're farming it though, like currently, then would you consider there isn't a sinkhole there because they would have to drive equipment through and all that?
Most likely, although
Okay.
some, I mean, it depends on your definition of sinkhole. I mean, I've
Okay.
seen folks that just keep filling those areas and they start to
Yeah.
depress, and it's just not that big of a depression, and they continue to farm them.
So in the picture where the guy mentioned the standing water, would that be considered a sinkhole or would that be considered just like a place that has poor drainage?
Any other questions?
Let me know if there's any questions.
Okay. Does the petitioner, Mr. Detweiler, wish to present, or going with what Lou said? It's fine, okay, because you can, add at any time. Okay. Yeah, that's, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, are you Alan or Freeman? Freeman? Okay, welcome, Freeman. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
I did speak with the neighbor earlier. I stopped back up this morning. He wasn't home. We did consider maybe moving west. And it might still be considered. MinDOT, I spoke with them. If we move clear to the west and property, it would not grant an access because it's too close to the intersection of 37.
Yeah.
But they said halfway they can't landlock anyone, so they would grant an access. If we go halfway, we're about the same distance from the low spot as we are currently.
Yeah.
So it's kind of,
So the low spot you wouldn't build in the low spot, right?
No.
No, because probably water comes through there sometimes or
water comes
sets.
through there on a wet year.
Yeah,
You can see the culvert there,
okay, right. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah,
and yeah, it gets farmed right through currently.
Yeah.
Crops growing.
Yeah.
It's on a wet year, there might be a little water standing there.
mhm. How far is your house, or will it be from the neighbor's house? It looks like there's a fair distance in there. There's a windbreak there, right?
There's trees, you can see, I wanna say,
Because from the one picture there was a tree line.
I think it's 700 something.
It's about 700 feet from the house to the property line,
Yeah, that's
or maybe it was.
to the property line. Okay, yeah. Anybody have any questions?
All I have.
Okay, now that's,
Yes, I have a question. You said you talked with Mr. Slavin?
Earlier, yes.
Yes. What ensued with your talk?
So he just received his notice,
Yeah,
like on a Friday or a Thursday. And it was going over the weekend. He said he didn't have a lot of time to talk it over with his wife. This was on a Monday night. Then a week later is when I got the package from the Board of Adjustment with the letter they sent in on Friday, after I spoke with them Monday.
So you haven't had a chance to talk with him about the letter that he wrote? You just saw it after the fact?
Yes.
Okay, so you haven't really had a chance to respond to him yet? Yeah, okay.
were you aware in talking to him that there was an issue with,
I could see he wasn't excited or super excited about it, which, but I was hoping we could iron out the differences, I guess. But he did thank me for showing up, and so I got to talk it over. Decided to send you some concerns.
yep. thanks, Freeman, for now, and we will continue. Is, I guess I would be open to motion to open to the public.
Make a motion.
Okay, Elizabeth made a motion to open to the public. Is there a second?
Yeah.
Oh, Jordan. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the meeting is open to the public. Is there anyone else, anyone who wishes to address this petition?
That's COVID.
Yeah.
Is there someone? Was that someone talking?
It looks like there is one person.
Okay. Okay, for the second time, is there anyone present here or online that wishes to speak to the petition of Alan Detweiler and Freeman Detweiler on the docket number 7/21/2201? For the third and final time, is there anyone who wishes to speak to this petition before the board right now? Docket number 07-21-22-01. If not, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close.
Okay,
Second.
okay. Jordan has made the motion to close. Kelsey has seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The meeting is closed to the public and open to the members of the Board of Adjustment to discuss. I think one thing we have to remember, there's a lot of issues here, but the only thing we decide is the prime soil.
Yeah.
And so everything else is for the planning commission.
Yeah, I think most of the issues brought up in the neighbor comments will be,
Yeah, they
need to
will.
be addressed later this
Yep,
evening.
yeah. Just personally on that, even though it's not relevant to this, it seems like a very good distance there. And in general, I know I don't want anybody building next to me, but if the rules are there and they meet all the requirements, then that's their right.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't choose for them to build
Right.
their house there anyway, so.
No, their house, maybe on for the same reason, shouldn't be there either,
Yeah.
but that's irrelevant. So I guess the big question is then, is it okay for him to use some prime soil for building, and also in the fact that he is a farmer and farming that same land, even though he is also doing, another trade, which is, not relevant to that, but essentially it's a residence and a shop or a shed on, auxiliary building on prime soil, so.
I would make a motion to approve, with the conditions as written and the findings of
Yeah.
fact as written in the conditions.
Okay. Jordan has made a motion to approve the petition with following all the findings and the conditions. And it's been seconded by Elizabeth. Is there any discussion of this motion? If not, I will call for a vote. All those in favor of granting Allen and Freeman Detweiler's petition, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, say nay. The petition is granted. And I will read the conditions of the Board of Adjustment appeal to District Court. All decisions by the Board of Adjustment in granting variances or in hearing appeals from any administrative order, requirement, decision, or determination shall be final, except that any aggrieved person or persons or any department, board, or commission of the jurisdiction or of the state shall have the right to appeal within 30 days after receipt of the notice of the decision to the district court in the county in which the land is located on questions of law and fact. Any party that would like to submit an appeal to the decision rendered at the public hearing must do so to the district court. Planning Environmental Services is not responsible for filing the appeal or obtaining representation by counsel for the petitioner. And let's see, what else is on the agenda? It looks like the agenda is adjourned.
To adjourn?
Okay, Kelsey, you second that?
Second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned.